guys, welcome everyone to the Drip Geeb podcast. I'm your host, Uncle Geeb, and with me is host Drip Media Gaming. We're recording this podcast live over on youtube.com/Drip Media Gaming. If you want to check out the live stream, make sure to head over to Drip's YouTube every Friday at 9:30 Eastern Time. If you want to listen to the audio version of this podcast, be sure to search Drip and Geeb anywhere you can find a podcast, including our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Drip and Geeb. And with that being said, what's up, Drip? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing real good.
Doing real good?
We have a huge, what's tomorrow? Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We got a huge 4 days ahead of us.
Yeah.
E3, man. It's exciting. I mean, not only for just Nintendo stuff, for everything, man. I'm super excited. We're going to talk about it tonight. It looks like we got a list of some leak stuff. A lot of stuff on there I'm pretty excited about.
Love our leaks.
All this Zelda stuff, which we'll get into all that. But I mean, it's a fun, great time to be involved in video games. That's for sure. So I'm excited for that. Other than that, I don't know, man. That's been my week, really. Just getting prepared for this. So I've actually played some games though this week. Have you played any games? I know the last couple of weeks we've both been like, I haven't had time.
Yeah. I'm still not having like the most time in the world, but I will say I'll just give you the highlight of the game I'm playing the most on my free time, which is not streaming, and that would be Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. Having
nice.
Lots of fun with that. I think, and it's not. If you were there for my streams on Twitch, then you know I only got a few hours in. I started a new save file on my Switch Lite because those save files don't transfer Switch to Switch, which is fun. It makes a lot of sense. But anyway, so I restarted.
That's how I lost mine
on the Switch Lite, and I'm having fun. That's where I'm playing all those hours. So anyone who was there for the stream to see Sunny Jr. and all that good stuff with Pokemons, that's still there. When I go to stream that again, we'll pick up right where we left off. But for now, I'm having lots of 7 hours so far. That for me, that's a lot of time for a game in a short period of time that I don't invest tons of time to. So yeah, 7 hours here and there since I got the game. Yeah, I'm having lots of fun.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. And like I said, I got pretty far in the game. I was almost done with the game and then moved on to some other stuff and always said, I'm going to go back to it. And then I got a new Switch and I traded my old Switch in. It was when I got the V2.
Yeah.
And the kid, I was like, hey, man, let me transfer this. She's like, oh, it won't transfer. I was like, you can do it. It is possible to do. You're just, you're being a terrible employee right now is what you're doing.
You made videos
but I'm going to let you do it. Yeah, I'm going to let you be a terrible employee because I'm not going to start a problem with you right here in the middle of this game stuff. I'm just going to accept that my save is now gone. So, I started playing Xenoblade Chronicles finally.
And that was on stream
earlier
correct?
This week. Yes. It's all I've played of it. I haven't played. I almost booted it back up today. I didn't, and we'll get into that here in a minute. But, dude, I have been sleeping on that game way too long. It is so good. It's so good. I played, I think, 2.5, 3 hours of it the other day before you streamed.
Yeah. That was a blast of a day, by the way. That was really fun. To watch your stream and then just to hop right into my stream, have a blast there. And I thought we were going to raid you back.
No. Dude,
what happened, man? What happened?
Well, what happened was I had a little bit too much fun during your stream.
Oh,
and then one thing led to another, and I was like, I can't be seen in public like this.
That makes me really happy.
I was like, no. I'm not getting back on a camera like this. No.
It makes me so happy that somewhere in the world, I don't care who it is, at least one person is having so much fun watching me that they just get blasted on the couch.
It's me. It was me. I was that guy. I was definitely that guy.
That was one of the, not to plug me too much, but that was just one of the most fun I've had on stream in a long time. That was just...
That was a great time.
It was just fun. Yeah. It was just pure fun.
I miss those Wednesday streams, man. Those Wednesday streams, I feel like they went away for a while.
It was about 2 weeks, maybe 3. And not intentional, it just happened that way. But we're back in full force.
Life.
Yep.
Life.
Mm-hmm.
But there's another game that I just started today. I believe you picked up the demo as well. And
I did.
I think we've both got to about the same place. And it's Game Builder Garage. I want your thoughts on this one first.
I feel like just from the sense of talking to you before we went live, And now that right now, I get the sense that you're not as up on it as I am.
Now, just tell me what you think about it.
Okay. I have a feeling.
Let me know what you think.
I think it's fun. I think this is well worth the $30 asking price. This is as much of a absolutely yes, no questions asked buy as I could see of a Nintendo game than any Nintendo game, because it's half the price of normal Nintendo games, and also
right.
It's pretty much anyone can have fun with this. Pretty much anyone.
Right.
I have one issue, and it's because I'm dyslexic and I hate to read on top of being dyslexic, and it's much reading.
Oh my god!
So much reading that it's like not only just so much reading, but so much what I feel like is banter unnecessary. I feel like there's a little bit too much. It's as if they're trying to make sure that a 10-year-old can play this, and also a 90-year-old. They're trying to make sure they're covering all their bases with too much language, in my opinion. And for those
a lot going on.
For those of us in between those ages of 11 and 90, I think it's a little bit too much. Reading, that is.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Especially because here's the thing about it. And we've both done the first part of the game, really, before you jump in and try to make your own stuff, is there's like 7 tutorials, and then there's a lesson in between all of them. The demo, what you got, is the first lesson, which is 7 lessons inside of that.
Correct, and that's all you can do.
And it takes you through the steps. Yeah, right. And it takes you through the steps of building the tag game, the first game, which is all I got today. Now, here's where I'm at on this game. I agree with you 100%. There's way too much reading. And not because I don't like to read, because you're trying to learn how to do this. And as you said, they put that unnecessary banter in there, like to make like the little doodads have like their own little personality. I don't care about that, man. Just tell me what they do. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Now, having said that, I also think this game is awesome. 100% worth the money. Here's my issue. It is a ton harder than I thought it was going to be, and I jumped in and tried to make my own game, and you know how far I got?
How far?
Not anything. I couldn't do anything. I made a box, I made a square sit on the ground, and I was like, holy crap. Like, I felt after the first tutorial, I was like, I got it. And then once they give you that blank slate and you're just there, it's like, so my only concern with this game right now is it's not bad. It's not even a bad one. Just the fact that it is much more than I thought it was going to be. And honestly, I think it's much more than Nintendo admits that it is. Because I think I said this a couple weeks ago when we were talking about this. They said Game Builder Garage is accessible to everybody, which it probably is. And you know me. It takes me a little while to catch on to things like this. But they said, oh no, if you have any worries that you're not going to be able to do this, don't worry. You're going to be able to do it. And I was like, okay. There's just something I haven't seen yet in the game, how they explain it. I don't get that sense. Even though I've done the first 7 lessons or whatever, I have a long way to go. But just that, I still don't get that sense that I can do this. So I'm going to give it a lot more time because I want to be good at it. I want to build a game. I don't want to build a racing game. I want to build the most awesome side-scrolling airplane-style shooter something ever. Like the most intense thing ever. I want it to be like extremely hard, extremely fast-paced. That's the goal. Whether we get there or not is a whole nother story. I'm gonna give it more time though. It's interesting. I'll say that. It's a lot. It's a lot more than I thought.
I'm most excited to go ahead and like play other people's maps. That's why I'm getting the game.
I think that's where I'm gonna. Maybe if I go play some other, and that's the thing. When you go play other people's stuff, you can go look at how they've made it too, like what they're using to make it.
Oh, nice.
So as you play something and you see how it works, then you can kind of go and say, okay, I see how they're doing this, what they're doing to that to make it do these things. Then you can go back and do it yourself, and you can actually you can actually take people's games on that. I don't know if you know this or not either. You can take people's games that are built on there and go in to their code and change their code all around, like, and do whatever you want.
That I did not know, and that is something good to
there's
know.
a lot in here, man.
Because it gives
there's
you
a
that
lot in here.
Someone already did the work, and you just kind of want to make it your own a bit.
Right. And then there's another thing, like you can only use so many of the little doodads. It's like, I don't know how many, like
Nodons?
400 or something. Yeah, whatever they are. You can only use so many for each little game, but there are like these little things where you can connect two things that you've built together. So like, let's say you get through this first one, you can just use that one as level 1 of your game, and you can connect it and build a new one. So they can be, instead of like separate games, they're like separate levels, and you can keep building and tying them together. So you can actually make full games with this thing. I know we had that question a few weeks ago when we really started talking about this.
Yes.
You can make full games with it. So it's got a lot of potential, and I see updates for this coming, or a 2, and this is going to get crazy. This is going to get nuts. So,
yeah,
I don't know. We have been on this one game way longer than I wanted to.
We
stay
haven't
on
even
this
gotten
one
to our
game.
beverage of the week.
I know. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
thirsty.
I'll go first because
You go first.
Because yeah, I leaked what I'm drinking last week this week, or rather, I leaked what I'm drinking this week last week. Just reverse what anything I say, just reverse it. Okay, I'm an idiot. But this week I'm drinking again. Yours truly is drinking truly.
Because you didn't go to the store.
I didn't go to the store. I was so excited to go to the store. I really was, because you said you were getting a certain beverage that I'm not going to reveal.
I
yet.
said I was going to try to get a certain type of a certain type of beer. Yes,
and I was
which
like,
I
"Ooh,
did.
that sounds
I did.
really good. Let me go ahead and do the same thing, and we'll do like,
Yes.
hey twinsies, what's up, bro?" But I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't do that.
I went out looking. I went out looking for a sour beer.
I went upstairs. I'm in my dungeon here, so it's a little chilly because of the air. All the cold air from the AC comes right down here. Go upstairs to live in society for a little while, and it was just like, it wasn't warm. It was like probably 72 degrees, but considering what it's 67 down here or something like that, because it's 66. Like, I went up there, and I'm like, oh, I'm just so cozy, and I'm playing Game Builder Garage on the Switch Lite. Got through the whole tutorial. I'm just like on the couch, like we just vacuum, so it's nice and cozy with all the dog hairs off, and it's just like, oh,
Nice.
I don't want to go anywhere. Like, I'm not.
Well,
I'm like, Abby, do you want to take a drive with me? She's like, no. I'm like,
no.
Well, I guess I'm not going then. But also, just quickly, it's grapefruit as well. So last week I had lemon and lime. This week, the second.
Wait, yours is grapefruit?
Last week I had lemon and lime combo. This week is lime and grapefruit.
Dude, that works, because mine is actually, I'm pretty sure this is a grapefruit type of sour beer.
Delicious.
Now, the fact that you have failed us so hard. What is that noise?
Bye. See you guys. I'm sorry.
I've gotten weird noises in my headphones. Okay, so the fact that you have failed us so hard is fine, because I think I have like the coolest beer I've ever seen in my life.
Is it gonna rival the Mike Ditka beer of, what was it, episode 2?
Yes,
okay.
I think so.
All right.
Okay, it's by Rogue. I don't know if you're familiar with Rogue. They make a lot of cool beers.
Oh, I heard that. Is that Alexa?
It's Alexa. Alexa, stop!
Alexa, shut the front door.
I just set off everybody's.
It's okay.
You know who.
It's okay. It's fine.
All right. Anyway, it's called the Combat Wombat.
What?
Yes, the Combat Wombat.
Oh man, is that a 16 ounce can?
It is.
Okay, I wasn't sure if your wide angle was playing with me or not.
It's a. I don't have the wide angle. I got the 24-70 back on.
Yeah.
It's a sour Indian Pale Ale brewed with Australian hops, blood orange, and grapefruit.
Delicious.
Right?
It's as manly as a fruity beverage is gonna be.
I mean, seriously. I have to read this one from chat. Chat. Matthew says the Combat Wombat was his nickname in college.
Oh, Matthew.
That's absolutely amazing.
Chug.
I hope you're not lying, because that's actually really awesome.
Let's take that first sip.
Cheers.
Cheers
to everyone 21 and over in the chat.
I made sure to make that nice and spicy for you there.
Oh my.
Listeners. Oh yeah.
Oh my.
That's a go.
Dude, holy moly, that's a go. That is really good. Yeah, you get the oranges, you get it all, man, and it's got that nice that sour. Oh,
I love sours, man. When the world was open again, I guess it's open technically now, but previously, before the apocalypse, we went to this. I don't know what you call it. It's a place where it had like 25 taps, and you could just walk up, and it was it was like technology.
Oh my God, was it a world of beer?
Sound where like if you pull the tap, a computer would go and tab you. You slide your card. They give you a credit card when you walk in. It's so bougie. And then that's you.
Was it the world of beer?
No, it was.
Okay,
I can't remember off the top of my head. It was somewhere in Naperville, Illinois. If you guys know where that is, but very bougie, very rich area. So they hand you a credit card that is connected to your current credit card. That makes a lot of sense. And then you swipe it when you go to open your that's your tab basically. And then as you pour from the wall where the tabs are, it just counts. You can watch your money disappear from your wallet as you're getting beer. And that's 25 different types of beers, including sours and stuff. And
I mean, that will keep you honest. That's for sure.
It was great. A funny quick story. My buddy and I at the table, we switched cards by accident. Didn't know. You can also buy food this way. So I bought my food and a couple drinks on his by accident. So I ended up buying him the beers the rest of the night to make up for my food costs and a couple beers. It was because
nice.
It's very easy to mistake. Anyway, back to stuff related to gaming. For those of you that are here for that.
Listen, one more second on this just to put a bow on this and move on.
Yeah.
This may be the best sour beer I've ever had. This is absolutely amazing.
You're having a moment.
This is honestly a new favorite. I mean, you guys know I usually take my drinks and move on, but dude, this is real deal stuff here. This is very, very good.
Delicious.
It's refreshing, but at the same time, like there's a ton of flavor, but at the same time, it's like it's not too much. It's very good. All right.
Perfect. It is. What's the number anniversary? Oh, I'm looking at it. You dumb. It is the 20th anniversary for the beloved Game Boy Advance. Everyone, did you guys know that? Did you guys know that?
I forgot we were going to talk about this.
Were we aware of that? Look at that big Game Boy. Now, how many of you guys out there?
Hey, you know what that means, right? You know what that means.
No.
Game Boy Advance games coming to the Switch.
I have it.
Switch Online, people get Game Boy Advance games.
I don't have a tin full of hat, but this week I do have an entire hammer. Just
whatever.
Hammer.
We should make tinfoil hats.
I like my hammer instead.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's cool. That was one Nintendo system I never had. They were at my house because my little brother had one. He had a few. I never had one though.
I had one. We had a few in our house as well, but I was one of them who had them. And this, unfortunately, is not my. Actually, I'll show Abby's first. So this is Abby's when she was a kid. She has her DS, which is over there. I've reshelled that for her because it was all broken up and stuff. But I went ahead and I didn't reshell this. This is her original hot pink Game Boy Advance. Just for funsies out there, for the video watchers out there. Yeah, this brings back memories, guys. This is still, to this day, in my opinion, one of the most comfortable consoles, handheld consoles that is out there. It's just, my opinion. I love it. So the way that my pinkies kind of cross at the bottom and my fingers go perfectly at the top, and my thumbs are stubby Italian guy hands, and like if the thumbs are right there, it's so good. I love the game.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I never had one, and I haven't had much reason to go back because there's one game, if I would ever play a game on there, like there's one game I want to play, and it's a Zelda game, but I don't have to go back to that to play it. I think it's on, I believe it's on the Wii U, Virtual Console, Minish Cap. That's the only one. That's all I want to play. That's on there. I think. I mean, anything else? Like I said, I have, I got Raspberry Pis that have some stuff on them.
For me,
I mean, if I need to go back, I can play it. But
for me, it's the form factor. It's just so comfortable, so familiar for the most part, but just so comfortable. And they're customizable too. You can get yourself a tricked out Game Boy Advance for under $200. And what you may be thinking, wow, that you could buy a whole Switch Lite for that. Why would you ever do that?
Yeah, but
it's first all nostalgia, but also the console. It's so light. it's so perfect in my hands, at least. The customization is awesome.
And don't they put different screens in them when they customize? Don't they put upgraded screens in them when you do like
a modern like
an upgraded?
Yeah, backlit LCD, like just like you would find on our current console.
See, if I ever did buy one, that's the way I'd buy it. Yeah. I'd buy it totally tricked out.
And you can get away
ready to go.
Oops, I just opened it. Well, look good, guys. There you go. Audio listeners, I played that by accident, but yeah, I mean, it's under $200. You get yourself a full-fledged like LCD backlit. It's awesome. And I have a quick story to tell about the Game Boy Advance. This is what got me back into Nintendo. The reason I'm on this podcast with you right now is because I got back into Nintendo with my Game Boy Advance. This one exactly right here that I customized. This shell is an aftermarket shell, aftermarket buttons, and aftermarket everything except for the motherboard is the same and the screen, but everything else is exactly the same. Those two things are the same. Everything else is aftermarket, and that's what got me into Nintendo again. Was during the pandemic. I customized my Game Boy Advance first and foremost, and then I was like, "Oh, I need to get me one of those new Nintendos," and it was over from there.
One of them there new Nintendo things.
And who was
what are them crazy things
my first Nintendo in a long time was a Switch Lite, and I bought it off of recommendation of this new YouTuber I haven't heard of before named Drip Media Gaming.
Oh, there you go.
That's not a plug. Guys, that's not a plug. That's
full circle, man.
Actually
full
what happened.
Circle.
That's actually what happened.
It's actually pretty interesting.
Yeah.
That is pretty interesting. I'm looking for something here. That is very interesting. There we go. So yeah. So we're getting it. We're getting Game Boy Advance games.
That'd be nice.
Right? That's what's going to be announced at E3, right? Coming to the Switch, Game Boy Advance games.
I'll take just Game Boys, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think they're done with it, to tell you the truth. I think we have what we have on there for free. They might add a couple more here and there things, but I think at this point they're gonna we're gonna get a virtual console. I think in some fashion, but I don't know. I could be totally wrong about that. We'll have to wait and see. Who knows? Maybe Tuesday. I'm proved completely wrong.
Nintendo, what are you waiting for?
What are you waiting for? So other than that, what else is going on besides the Direct on Monday? I mean, excuse me, Tuesday.
Yeah. Deals. Nintendo's officially announced deals.
We do need to talk about that. Let's tell the people about these deals because seriously, this is probably going to be a pretty big sale. You guys know Nintendo does sales every once in a while, but this is something they're clearly pushing. I don't even know when they put this out, but they announced this a couple days ago. So 10 a.m., what is it? Pacific time, not Eastern time. Okay. So that's going to be...
What, 1 Eastern? 2 Eastern? Yeah. I think it's 1 Eastern.
2. 10. Yeah, 1. Up to, save up to 50% off. Now, obviously, they're going to be announcing a bunch of new stuff. So I doubt any of that is what's going to be going on sale. But you have a little bit of a theory I find interesting, which it may or may not be happening.
100% inaccurate speculation. Nobody take this as true. Please don't. And don't take me out of context either. This was just a gut reaction that I had to the announcement was with hearing everything we're hearing about Switch Pro and Breath of the Wild 2 has been 3 years since we gotten like anything besides the first trailer. What if Breath of the Wild is at $39.99 and we get with this sale, and then we also get that's because they're starting the pre-orders for Breath of the Wild 2.
Yeah, dude, I don't think you're too far off there, dude. Honestly, thinking about it a little bit more, I laughed at you earlier, but that's probably not too far off, honestly. I don't think that's too crazy to think about now, especially since Nintendo doesn't discount that game like hardly ever.
Well, yeah, right. I mean, they have. I've seen
it. But they do. But it's it's a 5-year-old $60 game. It doesn't sit on the shelf at $40, which any other game that old would.
Right.
Well, not from Nintendo, but any other company. If it was a game on PlayStation or something like that, it would. I mean, I don't see what you're saying to be that far off, especially if that's what we end up getting.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a new one taking its place. And, guys, here's this new one. And guess what? The old one's on sale. You can catch up right now while you're waiting on it's a perfect opportunity.
Yeah.
I don't think you're too far off there.
As much
and I mean, there's probably
go ahead.
There's probably other stuff like that too. I think honestly, we'll get into the predictions and stuff, but I put a video out, and there's a bunch of stuff in that video that's not in that video that I totally forgot that I want to talk about tonight. An early one right now, I'll say now before we even get into that conversation, I think we could see a Mario Party 2.
I mean, yeah.
I think they updated the one just enough to get it going with this online that they have right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think that could be one of the ones we see go on sale because there's another one coming out.
Yeah, that would be something that is very possible. I mean, they could, like you just said, they could have get people's juices flowing for, hey, remember this game that everyone hated? Actually, everyone liked for the most part, but they hated this one aspect of it. Well, hey, we're going to give you that new aspect to get your juices flowing for the game again. And oh, by the way, 3 months later, brand new one, including online from day one and new features.
Right. That's what I'm saying. They gave us online for the old one. They didn't do anything else. It's still the same tired boards, the same everything from launch. There's nothing new.
Yeah.
And there's very little of the stuff that's actually there anyway. They didn't upgrade. They didn't update. They didn't add. They didn't do anything. They just gave it online. I think a 2 is inevitable. And I think it's probably one of the games that goes on sale, but we'll see.
Yep.
We just wanted to mention the sale thing. So in case you didn't know, now you do know. So
that's right.
That is something you should definitely be checking out.
Yeah.
Other than that,
we have.
I mean,
go ahead.
I mean, do you want to get into the leaked list thing that I found?
Leaked list, yes. Is this the what is this article? It's the I don't even know what it's called. Oh yeah, I don't even know. We got up over here. It's this tweet was sent out by NES Bot. Some upcoming E3 announcements leaked by unknown Reddit leaker. And then here you click on that link. And again,
okay, but there's a little bit more. There's a little bit more to that I want to touch on here. There are several other people that have come out, credible people that are coming out and saying, yeah, this list is real. Daniel Ahmed is somebody who's on Twitter, leaks stuff, pretty good track record. He writes for somebody. I don't know what he does exactly. Anyway, trusted name. He says this is accurate. There's a lot of games on this list. So just some we've already seen. Yesterday we got Among Us updates. That's on this list. What else?
I could just start reading them off one by one. I mean, most of these games I've never even heard of. So this really means...
we don't even need to read them off one by one.
Yeah,
I mean,
Forza.
There's a few there. Yeah, that's a big one for me. It says Forza 5, which my guess is that means Horizon 5 because the Forza Motorsports is on like 7 or something like that.
Right.
So that's huge. If I get a new Forza game, I'm going to be pretty excited about that. That is one game I'd really enjoy.
Yeah, and then Mario Rabbids Spark of Hope.
Yeah, a new Mario Rabbids game. That I didn't play the first one. Lots of people loved it, so that's cool. That's a big one. This one too. Where was it at? Outer Worlds 2. We're getting a new Outer Worlds game, possibly. That's also very interesting.
Yeah.
Ollie Ollie World. We saw that in an indie world. That's that skate game. That looks really cool.
Right, yeah, that's the one I accidentally played the trailer for the one time when we were talking about Tony Hawk on the Switch.
No. That was no, that was a different one. That was Skater XL.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Tony Hawk for it.
Too many skate. You know, it's funny. There was no skate games. Now there's just too many. We can't even tell which one's which. They're saying there's stuff with the Avengers.
Yeah, I just saw that. Marvel Avengers. Yeah,
that's probably the Black Panther stuff that they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
They've already announced it. They've announced it a while ago.
It's one I recognize. Diablo 2R. The name Diablo I recognize.
Yeah, that's a remake. They've already announced that. But I mean, this one here. So I want to talk about this because it's kind of funny because I got super, super excited earlier. and it's absolutely nothing. I was so let down when I realized how dumb I was. There's one on here called A Tale of Paper.
Oh.
Now, I didn't know what that was. I was like, I don't know what this is. What is that? And then I said, paper. Oh, like Paper Mario? And then I was like, oh, what if it's a Paper Zelda? What if it's Legend of Zelda, Tale of Paper? And then I was like, what's Tale of Paper? I Googled it, and I was like, oh, it's already a game. It's on the PS4. So it looks like bad. That one's... Yeah, it looks like that one's probably just going to be ported over to Switch, but I was like, oh, man, what if it's Paper Zelda? Oh, my...
No. Next.
Nope, not.
What if it's
not that.
Paper Zelda crossbow? Oh my god.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god.
I mean, Sherlock Holmes. That's something on this list I thought looked pretty interesting. There's a bunch of other stuff. I'll leave a link to this once we post this. So if anybody's listening to this afterwards, they can actually
That's a great
check
idea.
out the list.
That's a great
There's
idea.
a lot. Yeah. Just thought of it. Thanks. There's a lot of stuff on there. It looks pretty cool. As far as, I mean, who knows if this is real, but there's people out here saying this is real. And they're saying not only is it real, but it's also incomplete, that there's more. So that's good, because there are some things on here, but there's honestly nothing that I'm like excited about. Nothing that makes me go, oh yeah. I mean, Forza 5's cool, but other than that,
right,
there's nothing on this list that I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait. So, I don't know. We'll have to see what comes of that. But that's the great thing about it. We don't have to wait long. We don't have to wait long at all, man. Like, we're here. It starts tomorrow. What time? 11? I mean, we got a lot of stuff going on. We've got the Xbox stuff. We've got, Sony's not at E3, but I can almost guarantee you at some point this weekend we're going to hear from Sony.
They can't leave
if we
their
don't
name
hear
out.
from them. What's that?
They can't leave their name out. They got to put their name in there.
No. We'll hear something.
Yeah.
And we'll hear something, even if it's like Wednesday, they'll have something for us. But I mean, obviously around here, the big one we care about is on Tuesday.
That's right.
Now, we're going to go into all the predictions for all this stuff later. But one thing that has popped up is this Zelda poster. We have to talk about this. I have lots of thoughts on this, and I just don't know, man. I feel like even though it's hard for me to believe that this means anything significant besides possibly a pre-order for a game that we already know is coming out at some point in the next, 8 to 9 months.
Yeah.
Now, I did see somebody said something on Twitter, I can't remember who it was, said that it's possible that this may be involved in something that Nintendo might talk about during E3, but not about games, but about merchandise, Zelda merchandise.
Right.
So if you buy a certain amount of Zelda merchandise at the store on the 15th or 16th or whatever, then you get this Zelda poster too, like $30 worth or something like that, I think I saw. Which, yeah, okay. And it's kind of weird because another thing that you have to think about too with this poster, it is something. It is real. I'll say that too. I went back and forth on this thing being real, but I've now seen 2 separate pictures of it. The one you're showing now is actually in a GameStop, and then I've seen another picture of it outside of a GameStop or in a back room or something.
That's a real poster for sure.
I know it's real, but the reason I questioned it is because, if you scroll down, you can look at the 30th anniversary art, which was 5 years ago, and it's like the same exact renders and the same exact thing. Are they really just going to use... Are they doing that? They're just using the same exact...
it's like triangle style.
They didn't really do anything. They just said, yep, that worked great. Let's take all the color out of it this time. Ooh, nailed it.
I mean, so for those of you listening at home, again, like Drip said before, we will put the links to the stuff that we're looking at here, all the Twitter links and article links we'll put into the podcast description for those listening. Is that's Skyward Sword link, correct? On the front cover?
That one there,
Yeah.
I believe that is Twilight Princess link, if I'm not mistaken.
If that's Twilight Princess, then I'm confused. But if it's Skyward Sword, it makes a lot of sense.
I don't know.
To hype up the game that we know is coming. Unless we're getting Twilight Princess in a Zelda Direct coming soon. I mean, unless
we are. We are.
We're not doing this tonight.
we are getting. I know we're not, but we're getting that game. Like, let's just be real here.
Yeah.
That game's coming. There's absolutely no reason why they're not going to put that game on the Switch. Every other Wii U port is on the Switch. They're going to put that one on too. They're going to put Wind Waker on too. How and when? We won't get into that. But I'm telling you right now, it's happening. That's not even the thing. That's the reason they're using that one is because it's like go to Universal Link. You know what I mean? Green tunic. It's just a Universal Link picture that everybody can be like, yeah, I know who that is. He's not wearing blue. He's not wearing, it's Universal Link.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yes and no, because
not to the new people.
To the new people, trust me, I'm new as well, and I still think green is identifiably Link. But I mean, the art style of Breath of the Wild is Link to me. Not all these old Links kind of confuse me. It's like, no, Breath of the Wild Link is Link. That is Link to me because I'm new. So like to see this art style, it's like I said, I've called it Skyward Sword, and I don't even know. Like, I mean, that looks like it looks like Link for sure, but it looks like a weird Link to all those new people.
Brett in the chat is saying that it is Ocarina of Time Link.
No.
Really?
Maybe okay. So we have three different people with three different opinions on which Link this is.
No. Yeah.
Maybe this is
it's Link.
It's Link. Yeah. It's just Link. Maybe they didn't. Really
Regardless, this is not for a specific. That's the thing. This is clearly not for a specific game. This is for a celebration of some sort. There's no 35th on it, but clearly this is from Nintendo. So anybody who had any questions about them doing something for the 35th anniversary, I think this right here should make you feel pretty good about, something is definitely happening.
Oh, we're getting Zelda 35th anniversary 100,000%.
Yeah.
But the question is, are we getting it at this Direct on Tuesday? And I'm still up in the air. Now, do you see 35th on this poster anywhere?
I don't.
Don't they always?
And before we jump into that,
okay.
No, you're right. They do. It's not on here. Before we jump into that, I want to touch on something else really quick that kind of goes along with this poster. I think this and the other part of this whole thing might just be a coincidence. GameStop is doubling their staff on the 15th and 16th.
Yes, this they are.
I think this is a coincidence. People are putting all this stuff together like, oh, it's because they're going to announce the Switch Pro. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. All this Zelda 35th stuff. They're going to be, the remakes are going to be ready to be pre-ordered, this and that. No. I think this poster has something to do with something completely different. And, I mean, I really don't know what it is. We're going to find out. Clearly, they have these posters for some reason. But my best two guesses, one of which I don't think is valid anymore, so I'm going to go with the second. The first one, though, I said, okay, let's think about this. GameStop, they just announced their new CEO. Their stock is higher than it's ever been. Things are going really well there right now. Now's a great time to capitalize on anything you can. Get some fresh ideas in there. So my first thought was, okay, maybe GameStop has this big thing that they're going to announce, which now I think it's too late. I don't think that's going to be announced, which it still could be, I guess. But I think we've gone a little too far. I was thinking maybe that they were going to have all the demos that we would normally see at E3 in store at GameStop. And that's why they needed the extra staff, because they were going to have people, a bunch of people coming into store to play demos. They were going to have things set up there for people to try out demos, lines. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like to really, really get people in the stores, which would have been smart.
Yep.
I mean, for GameStop to get people in the door.
During the times we're in right now, absolutely.
Yeah, and you can now. That's the thing. You can.
Yes, you can.
People can come in now.
Mhm.
So that was my, that was like my initial thought. I was like, maybe that's it.
I think you're right on with it. I think it's an absolute coincidence that all this is happening at the same time. We have those from time to time, and being so close to E3 right now, I think that's absolutely the case here. It's
right.
Coincidental that all this is happening. The poster is real. You were kind of going a little bit tinfoil hat earlier before we'd streamed, saying that it was fake. It's not. It's a real poster. Clearly, I mean,
it's not
unless
fake.
It's a great,
I've seen 2 pictures.
Unless
of
it's
it now.
a great Photoshop job.
Well, no. I mean, you could print something out and hold it. You could make it.
You can print something out and hold it. That's correct. You can also walk into GameStop and hold your poster as well, as this person is doing. So that's very likely that it could be someone who fabricated this, walked into GameStop,
it's possible.
Snapped a couple photos, walked right out. You know, it's very possible, but unlikely.
Yeah, probably unlikely. I think it's real. But what I really think the double staff at GameStop is for is that PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X are probably going to be available in stores starting on those days. I think they probably have figured things out enough to where they're going to start actually stocking some in stores, and I think that's probably what this is probably going to all end up being. I just don't see Nintendo being like, yeah, rush out to, here's something you have to rush out to the store for. Like, why? We've never done that before. It's never been like, oh, you have to go to the store. You have to go into GameStop for this reason. It makes no sense. So
I just thought of this. Let me just bring this up to continue this conversation a little bit more.
All right.
What if we're getting a shadow drop? A physical shadow drop.
It won't happen. It's too hard. It's too hard for the retailers to do that. It's too hard. And to keep it a secret like that, there's no way. There's absolutely no way. I mean, I guess it's
this is for entertainment purposes only. Bringing the tinfoil hat back, aka the hammer. What if all this Switch Pro stuff this whole time was a distraction? It was a distraction to get you to talk about this dumb Switch Pro that's never going to come in 2021. Nintendo already knew that.
It is coming. It is coming.
Listen, the tinfoil hat's still
shut your mouth.
The
it's
tinfoil
coming.
hat is on my head, sir. Nintendo wanted you to think about the Switch Pro that's not coming this year. It never was. They kept telling you it wasn't coming this year. You kept writing articles. They kept leaking stuff that they wanted you to leak. Exactly. They wanted you to leak that stuff. And meanwhile, they're shipping to GameStop a 2-pack of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, and we're getting a shadow drop on the 15th.
No.
I mean, what? Or here we go. Maybe it's not physical.
Don't you do it. Don't you give me hope.
Maybe it's
Don't you give me hope.
Maybe it's not a physical shadow drop. It's not physical, but it is digital shadow drop, and the physical is coming. But you can go in store to GameStop if you order the game Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask pre-order in GameStop, you get that poster. Hero of Time, the hero of time has already said in the chat that is the Ocarina of Time link. I'm dropping.
Oh,
drop it.
Okay.
Drop the hammer. Bam.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now. No, that's not what's happening.
Audio listeners,
would that be
hammer,
amazing? Dude, you better be careful with that hammer.
Listen,
for real. That would be amazing. That would be absolutely amazing. That's not happening.
Woo.
It would be way too hard for them to pull that off. Because that is like some left field stuff, man. It's just too much.
I need to run a mile right now. I just got all this energy from that just like it came to me. My vision.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I'm not gonna lie. You had me pretty excited there until I realized that's not gonna happen.
You know what else is gonna not happen? A Zelda Direct until September. Cheers.
Well, okay. We've come to that. We've come to that point. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of the episode here. The E3 predictions.
Yeah.
Now I've made mine. You like a great friend, have not watched my video.
That's correct.
So you have no idea what I even said.
That's correct.
So what we're gonna do?
Great friend.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate the. Did you at least go like the video?
No.
No.
We were scrolling on
you
YouTube the other night, and Abby's like, "You want to watch Drip's video?" I'm like, "No." That actually happened.
Sick. That's what I like to hear. All right. Well, listen. What we're gonna do is since you haven't seen my video. Oh God, get me off the screen. I can't watch myself. Okay. Since you haven't seen my video, I'm guessing a lot of people who are listening to this probably have seen the video. So we're gonna use my video as a template for our conversation here. I'm gonna let you know what I said. You can agree, disagree, or add to it. And I actually have some things I want to add too. The first thing before we get into any of the stuff that I said in the video, there's one thing besides the thing I said earlier that I totally forgot to put in the video. I think we are going to get the Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity DLC shadow dropped after the Direct. I think that's almost a sure bet. I'm probably wrong, but it just seems like with them saying June, there's no date. But then, you know what I mean? Like things are starting to ramp up towards that a little bit. I think we get that shadow dropped on the 15th. I think that's one thing we can probably look forward to. Again, just speculation here, but that's where I'm going with it. How do you feel about that?
I think you're right on. That's very likely that's happening. I mean,
with no date, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for this long, it's kind of getting like
it's frustrating.
Like, okay,
as an Age of Calamity fan, I'm 94% in. My girlfriend Abby is finished 100% today. The game she's done 100%. She can't do any more. She can't make any more progress. She's done what the game has allowed her to do, and she's just like, "When's it coming out, man? When's it coming out?" She's like, "You're the expert." I'm like, "I'm not an expert. I'm just a dummy with a microphone." But I mean, it has to come. Like it's gotta come. Just. Can we please get it, please?
That's what I'm saying. Just sitting there with no date for that long, it kind of feels like they're just waiting.
Why did the pre-orders end at June 1st? And it's been 11 days and still no game. There's still no DLC. Just I don't understand. Why'd they stop the pre-orders? Like it doesn't make any sense to me.
Wait, they stopped the pre-orders?
You can the pre-order. I mean, you can still order it and get they said June. Well, I don't actually know 100% because I already bought my game.
No. Here's what it was.
Okay.
No, here's what it was.
The sword cut off. Is that what you're gonna say?
No, the pre-orders for the stuff. The sword. You got your stuff from the Yeah, the sword, the costume. You get that on what was it? The 28th? Is that when it was?
Yeah. That's
when that dropped. But I also expected them to put a date out for when it was actually coming out that day. Like, you're going to get your pre-order stuff here, and then, you would think, here's the date you're going to get the rest of it. We never got that. I think that's probably, I think that's a guarantee. But let's move on from that. First thing I said in the video, and I stand by this because, man, it's happening, because it happens every time. The first thing we will see right out of the gate, we're going to see a Smash announcement. Get that out of here. Go to something else. I think we're going to see a Smash announcement. Now, I didn't even try to guess who it's going to be. I don't guess anymore. I'm never right. I mean, the big one everybody keeps saying it's going to be Crash. I mean, people want Master Chief. Who else? I mean, it's
SpongeBob.
Crash.
We all want SpongeBob.
SpongeBob, yeah. That'd be actually kind of interesting.
What about like a Fortnite character?
No. I mean, I guess it could be, but at this point, I think it's a little late for that.
Probably.
I think, I think we're going to see a Smash character first. That's what they're going to open with. That just makes too much sense for them not to. It's a great way to kick it off, and clearly they know that because they do it all the time. They do it in directs all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, the last direct we had, what did they kick off with? Smash.
Yep.
I mean, I can think of 5 directs right now that have kicked off with a Smash character. I can't.
It's not too
but
much.
It happens a lot.
It's not too big of information that they want to wait until the end. But it's also not
Right.
small information. It's also kind of exciting. Like, hey, most of you have this game already. What do you want to see who your next character is going to be?
It's a great way to kick it off. Now, this one you may not have a whole lot of opinion on these 3 games. Just knowing you and where you're at on your Nintendo journey, you may not care about any of these 3 games. But I said there's 3 possible 2D games that could be coming. One of them, we heard a long time ago, and we're still starting to hear some stuff about it, a Kirby game, a new Kirby game. And that's the oldest one, and that's the one I'm like, I think if we're going to see any of these, that's probably the one that we see. Because it seems to be the oldest rumors that were out there that this thing is being worked on. That was a while ago. It's probably done. The next one is the Donkey Kong.
Yep.
That's being worked on supposedly by the Odyssey team.
Right.
And then the third one we have is the 2D Metroid. That is supposedly also in the works. Now, what's your opinion on those? I say we get at the most 2 of them. We won't get all 3.
I'm not going to speculate about how many we get, if any at all. That's again, like you said, still new in my journey. Not even going to pretend to know. But as far as what you just said, as a newer guy to Nintendo, what am I most excited for? That would be Metroid. I know very little about the series. I know nothing about the series except for Samus, whoever that is exactly, and I know she's a lady, which I thought she was. She was not a lady for the longest time.
Yes, she is a lady.
I don't care if it's 2D,
Look at
3D.
you. You're just learning all kinds of stuff about Nintendo, aren't you?
Yeah, man.
She's a lady.
Yeah,
yes, she is.
She's a lady.
Okay.
Okay,
well, here's kind of where I went with it.
Mm-hmm.
I say if we get 1, it's Kirby. If we get 2, it's probably Kirby and Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the only way we're going to see anything with Metroid stuff is if we get an update on Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah.
And I just don't know if we're going to get an update on Metroid Prime 4. I don't know if it's possible. It is possible. And it seems to be, it's, for me right now, possible but unlikely at this point. I don't think we're there yet. I think there's enough stuff that they're going to be dropping here that they can save that one, because it's not coming out this year, obviously. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, they don't have to say anything about it right now. And I think, that would be huge. That'd be huge if they showed us something. I mean, that would just pile on to the stuff that I think we're going to see, which would be absolutely insane. But I don't think so.
Yeah, but by far, like, I think you're right. You're absolutely right. If we see 1, it's Kirby. If we see 2 of them, just 2, it's going to be Kirby and Donkey Kong, because that there's already both of those games of different varieties are already on the Switch, so it's very easy for them just to put another one up there for both those games. And third, least likely, absolutely Metroid Prime 4. Again, can't stress enough. Know nothing about the series. Want to know everything. I want to dive deep into Metroid, but I'm not buying a Wii U. I said earlier in the year, maybe in an earlier test podcast, that if the Switch Pro was not coming in 2021, or it's going to take too long, I was just going to go on eBay and buy a Wii U.
Yeah,
that has changed. Not my interest in the Wii U has not changed, but my willingness to buy it in 2021 has changed. I don't want to buy it in this year. Next year, if it's 2022 and January comes and we're doing this podcast and we still don't know much about the Switch Pro, then yes,
yeah.
I'm buying that day in January. I'm buying a Wii U.
Yeah,
I'm not going to wait any longer for these games these franchises that I want to dive into that I have not gotten a chance to yet. So I'll just go ahead and buy.
I feel you, dude.
Nintendo, if you're not going to allow me to throw my money at you, to spend my money with you to buy a current console, a new console,
go give it to somebody else.
I'll give it to Uncle Joe, who has a Wii U and hates his Wii U and installed it for way too much. I'll do that, I guess. If you don't want my money, fine.
I'm telling you, man. Facebook Market. I got the Zelda Wind Waker edition Wii U for like pennies on the dollar.
Do you know how much it costs now? So I was looking the other day.
How much?
Just the tablet's like $300.
Wow, dude. I think I paid
actually more. I'm sorry, more than that. Just because the tablet's the only thing that is
custom. That's it.
So the tablet is about $350, $400 depending on who you're looking at. And then if you want the whole shebang with the console, that's like $450.
I paid $100 for that and the console and 3 games.
I'll give you $50 right now.
Hell no. Get lost. Kick rocks.
See ya.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I just don't think they're going to put out 3 2D games. That's a lot of 2D. It's a lot of 2D.
Yeah.
The next one, and I'm in. I'm all in on this, but God, I say it all the time. And I'm almost embarrassed to say it now because I say it so much. Bayonetta 3. It's coming. We finally get a date. It's this year. I think that takes up one of these slots somewhere from July to, I don't know, October-ish. Somewhere in there, we're gonna see that. I don't have a whole lot more to say about it other than I hope they stop making me look stupid because I keep saying Bayonetta 3 is going to be at this direct, and then it isn't. And then I keep saying it, and then it isn't.
What?
Like,
good.
It's been so long now. It's been literally years. I think we found out about this the same time we found out about Metroid Prime 4, the original.
I believe you're correct, and that was going to be my question to you is, what's more likely to you, Bayonetta 3 or Metroid Prime 4?
Yes. No. Bayonetta. Yeah. Bayonetta for sure. If we see one of the two, if I have to choose one or the other, I'm banking on Bayonetta.
Based off the information that you've given me in this podcast just minutes ago, I would have to agree with you for 2 reasons. Number 1, well, 3. They came out. Both trailers came out at the same exact time. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2,
and I can't be wrong forever.
No, you can't.
Right? I can't be wrong forever. I'm gonna be right eventually.
Yeah, and number 2, the reasoning is that the trailer looks much more fit and finish with actual gameplay of sorts. It's more like a cinematic gameplay, but at least it's something. There's visuals.
It's something. It wasn't a logo, yeah.
But
it doesn't even matter. Even the logo. Well, even the logo we had, it may not even look like that anymore because they scrapped everything.
Correct.
And gave it to Retro, and now Retro's redoing it all. But I don't know. I'm interested to see what Retro has, what we're going to be seeing from them. I just don't think it's going to be this year. All right, moving on. Zelda stuff. This is where my video starts to get a little bit dark. Maybe piss some people off. Maybe upset some people.
Is that a pun? Dark? For the
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
It's everybody thinks now, even me. I was saying it for a long time, like, oh, we're gonna get a Zelda 35th anniversary direct before E3. We'll see something before E3. We didn't. Just the way that I see things set up now, I don't see any way that we see any more Zelda stuff at E3 besides what we already know about.
Really? That's what's in your video too, right?
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see anything else. I'll give you reasons why.
Please.
One, I don't think they're going to, even though I know we hear these rumors that, oh, yeah, all this stuff, all these Zelda games. I don't buy it, man. I just don't buy it. I don't buy it. We're going to get them, but we're not going to get them that soon. Especially right now. We are so close at this point to Skyward Sword coming out. There's absolutely no way that they're going to come to E3 a month before this game that they've just HD remastered. There's no way they're going to come in a month before and be like, oh, here's 2 more HD remasters we're bringing over. They're not going to do that. They are not going to take away from that game. That's not Nintendo's style. They don't do that. They will not do that.
Yeah.
Now, if they do, I mean, I don't care. I'm buying them all anyway. Great. But regular consumers going to be like, oh, well, I don't really want Skyward Sword. I'd rather have Twilight Princess, or I'd rather have Wind Waker. They're going to cancel that pre-order and put it on that one. You know what I mean? They're not going to chance that. There's no way we're going to see anything else. They're going to go in. They're going to give us probably, and we talked about this last week, we're probably going to see more stuff from Skyward Sword, like the rest of the stuff, because, they're charging us $25 for fast travel. So we know there's more stuff, right?
Better be.
Right? So maybe we see some of that. And I told you this too. I think we see some gameplay and some of whatever that is in the treehouse afterwards.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think as far as that part of it, that's what we'll see. I mean, any other new games, any other new Zelda games, I said this as well in the video, I just don't see them doing that. Why would they take away from this game that they're putting out now with another Zelda game? Like, you can't announce it right now. Like, if you were going to announce other stuff, it really needed to be further back. You know what I mean? Like, way further back. Like, April. End of March. Like, that would have been okay.
Which that's what you were, to be fair to you, because what I'm about to say is about to rip you a little bit. To be fair to you, that's what you've said before.
Yes.
You were like, you were giving cutoff dates, and you kept giving cutoff dates.
Right.
It never
happened.
Because
that was the point. Because that was at the point when it's like, okay, this is okay to do because it's far enough out to where they can say it's here and then let it go. And then just go back on to Skyward Sword, which is fine.
Right.
Like, these are here, but we're worried about those later. Let's talk about this one. It's coming. But now, you can't do that now. You cannot bring out new games now. You're going to you'll dilute everything. It will mess everything up.
Yeah. And you know,
so they're not going to do it.
Not to play this game of I told you so, but you know, that's what I've been saying this whole time.
Oh,
not
get out of here.
Listen,
Get out.
Not to say that I knew I was right. That's just what I thought. You thought what you thought. You ended up being wrong. I thought what I thought. Continue to think it, and it turns out I'm at least partly right so far.
Hey, you know what? I owned it. I took my punishment. I played Rocket League for like 3 hours the other night.
Sure did.
And you know what? Rocket League's not that bad. Let's just go there.
Oh, no.
I actually had a great time playing Rocket League. A great time. I want to do that again soon, actually.
Yeah. Good time to plug the both of our streaming places that we stream. Most of you probably already do that and watch our streams, but if you don't, you know, I'm Uncle Geeb on Twitch. He's Drip Media on Twitch, and he's also Drip Media Gaming on YouTube. You're watching this live right now. Yeah, we stream over there.
They know.
Yeah. Hey, maybe they don't.
It was good though. I was expecting terrible things. I was expecting to be awful at the game. I wasn't that bad, especially towards the end. I was fine.
Yeah.
It wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. So that was fun. We do need to do that again. Okay, back to what we were talking about.
Reel back into E3 speculation.
So we're still on Zelda here. I don't think we've seen any other Zelda games, but I do think this is it. I think this is the Breath of the Wild 2 bomb. It's all dropped here. Now, I think we definitely are going to see a name. I think we're going to see a name.
Perhaps.
We will see a logo. We will see a name. We will get a name. We'll get a logo. We're going to get a cinematic trailer. Probably some gameplay. I don't see why not at this point. Like, I'll tell you this. I think if we see any type of gameplay in the trailer, we're going to get a date. Like, if you start watching the trailer and there's gameplay in the trailer, expect a date at the end of the trailer. If it's just a cinematic trailer, we probably get the name. We get some story beats. We kind of get little pieces here and there. No date, which means it's next year, which is fine. Probably March next year, which that's what I think it is anyway. So, how do you feel about that?
Question first about that. Why would we get another cinematic trailer and no date and no name? That would be dumb.
Because we saw nothing of the game. We saw one. I'm talking about a cinematic trailer that gives us context, actual things going on in the game.
If we have context, then why don't we have a date?
It's because that's just the way it's happened sometimes.
My brain works.
Okay,
like that.
Again, here's why. Because right now, especially with a game this big and what they've already done with Metroid Prime 4, they are not going to give us a date until they absolutely 100% know that is the date.
So
they're not going to do it.
I think we all can agree.
So
go ahead.
If we see it a date, and I don't know. I mean, honestly, I think if we see a date pop up, it may be this year. I may be wrong. It may not be next year. If we see a date, they may say, yeah, holiday 2020, 2021, which would be, I mean, obviously amazing.
Getting ahead of yourself now.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Don't get behind yourself here. All right, we're not.
I don't think that's what's gonna happen.
No chance. No matter. I don't care if the game's done right now. When the game is not coming 2021. They will not do that. They will not do that. They will wait because the game of 2021 for a holiday, because if it's announced at E3 tomorrow and there's a date and it's before 2022, they're going to undercut all these games that are going to be coming out, including any little mini Zelda games they want to sell, like the remakes of the ports that they want to put on the Switch.
Depending
they're going to
on when they put those
sales.
out, though.
They're going to undercut the Mario Kart 9 sales. If you say there's going to be Bayonetta
we
3,
haven't got there
they're
yet.
Cut
we
those.
haven't got there
All I'm
yet.
saying is that game it's going to be the game that comes out. There's going to be no game before it or after. And if they release it in 2021, that means we're not getting anything else in 2021.
That's not true. Not true.
For the most part.
Not true.
The game
we could
will
totally
come
see
out March of 2022, and we'll get a name and a date well before that. But we're not getting it in our hands.
No. Listen.
Until
I agree.
March.
I agree. March is when I think it's coming. March is when I think it's coming. But for you to say that it can't come or no other games could come if it comes at the holidays is wrong, because those ports could come after that. People would still buy those, especially, fresh off of a brand new Zelda game, just kind of itching for a little bit more Zelda, a little bit of that, I just want to get a little more, just a little bit more Zelda.
Yeah.
I mean, right there, you could catch them right there with Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, Ocarina, whatever. So, I mean, it's still possible that these things could be shuffled. We have no idea right now. I mean, we can sit here and talk about this and that and whatever, but we don't know. We have no idea. It's going to be interesting to find out, but I do agree. I think it's coming in March because, as I said in the video, and clearly you already know because I still have not changed my stance on this, Mario Kart 9 is the damn holiday game, okay? It's happening.
Absolutely.
I have absolutely no sources on this. Not one. But I can tell you right now, I full-heartedly believe that the one more thing of this E3 presentation is whoom, whoom. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Lights light up, tires. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
I think it's coming. I think this is it. It's time for Mario Kart 9.
Tuesday.
And you know my arguments against Mario Kart 8's doing this well. Why? I don't care. It's because it's business. You move on. You do it.
The more you tell me, the more I believe you. And because not that I didn't think we're getting another Mario Kart game. I just didn't. My first thought was, and I've said on previous podcasts, maybe it's going to be not the branding of Mario Kart 9, because why would they do that? They're still selling so well with that branding. They just maybe make another game or rebrand it. No, why would they do that? I mean, we're getting too. I'm getting too cute with that. It's not that cute, guys. We're getting Mario Kart 9, and it'll be announced that'll be the headliner. If not Breath of the Wild 2, if not Breath of the Wild 2 being the highlighter, maybe there's two am I saying that right? Highlight of the direct. It's going to be Mario Kart 9 for sure. Breath of the Wild 2, maybe. But this game,
I think Breath of the Wild 2 is going to be there. It just may be later. Like, even if we get a date and they're like, it's in March,
your kids will have this game, Mario Kart 9, in their hands for Christmas. I mean,
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. I told you, my 10-year-old's the only person I've ever seen roll the credits on Mario Kart. She just beat every cup, everything. She was like, what do I do now? She handed it to me. It was just rolling the credits. I was like, I didn't know that was a thing. I was like, how long have you been playing this game? Like, holy crap.
That's incredible.
Like, I played a decent amount of Mario Kart, but I was like, oh my God. Like, I really got to watch how many hours she's putting into this. This is insane.
That's how I feel.
But yeah, they would, both of them, both my older two would love a new Mario Kart. But that's the thing. We are so far removed from a new Mario Kart game. So far removed. This is from the Wii U.
Yeah.
Like, this is from the Wii U. And let's think about this. Let's think about the Wii U Super Smash Brothers compared to the Switch Super Smash Brothers.
It's not really that close.
No. My God, no. Look at where they've taken that. Like, Mario Kart deserves just as much. Like, it's time for that type of evolution. That's why I think that's just another reason right there why I think it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that 8's selling so well because 9 is going to be on such a higher level than 8 that it's not even going to matter. Like, it's going to be a must buy even for people who are like, it's not going to be a situation where it's like, oh, well, I have Mario Kart 8 and I don't really need Mario Kart 9 because it's like the same thing. Like, no, It's not going to be the same thing. It's going to be so much better and so much more. I explain. You need to go watch my video because
I will.
I go into all this. Like essentially what I was saying is like I want to see what they did with Smash Brothers in Mario. I want to see that in Mario Kart. I want people to have special items that are specific to them. And I used a really funny example. I'll tell you what it was. The example I used, the first thing that came to my head. I was like, let's say you have the 4 champions that you can use in carts, okay? And you're Daruk. And your special ability is Daruk's protection. So not only can you get close to people and use it and knock them off the track, but you may be one of the only people in the game who can block a blue turtle shell. Right? Like, that's cool.
I don't use this term often. That was a fire example.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, things like that, like things that would give you a strategic advantage like that, but then you have to remember this, too. So Daruk is heavy.
Yeah.
So he's heavy, so you're losing speed.
Right.
But you have that ability. You can literally knock people off the track, but you're slow. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's incredible, and that should happen.
They could do that with every single character, and it would be great. I think that's where we're going with this. I don't know, man. It's, Yes, I see somebody in the chat just said Double Dash had special items. Yes, that's essentially what I'm talking about. But again, more along the lines of how Smash Bros. Ultimate did the everyone's here. I want everything is here. Like, all of this stuff. Like, why is there not modes? Why can't we have a Double Dash style mode? Why does it just have to be races or battles? Why can't we have different styles from other games? Why can't it just be everything in one? I think that's what we're going to end up seeing.
Give me Crash Bandicoot. And you know how he does that spinny spin? Give me that. Little mini tornadoes and you blow people off the track. That would be, oh my God, dude. That's something, I want it now. And you know what? Your video, their video on Breath of the Wild a while back, a few months ago, where basically created the storyline.
Oh yeah. You're talking about the dungeons one? The dungeons one?
Like, this is another time where you say something in a video and I'm just like, I need this now. Can they hire you?
Yeah, Nintendo.
Because
Nintendo
that's
needs
a
to
good
just,
idea.
I can't make it, and I can't give you big, expansive things on the ideas, but the basic idea, I got you, Nintendo.
But listen, they just made a game for you. You can do it now. Game Builder Garage, whatever it's called. Game Builder Garage. Make it.
I can't do it. I can't. I literally can't. I'm still learning. It's very hard. I tell you, Nintendo, it's a little bit of false advertising. I'm not going to lie. They made it seem like it was going to be super easy, and maybe I'm just dumb, but it's not easy. It's not easy.
Yeah, we won't talk about that anymore.
Yeah. I mean, other than that, the one other thing that I did mention in the video that I have in my notes here, we didn't get a Pokemon Direct, and this is I probably should have mentioned this earlier, but we didn't get the Pokemon Presents or whatever. We just got the dates. So I think we see some of that. I think maybe we get a new Arceus trailer just to show people that, hey, remember how upset you were with that other one? Like, look at this one. Yeah. It's better. This is why you want to buy it.
Yeah.
Maybe Treehouse stuff. That's pushing it, but it's possible.
We talked about that last week, the possibility of Arceus being a trailer for E3, and my thoughts haven't really changed on that much this week. I think that'd be a good idea to give us something more. I'm sure there's something more that they could show, because as we talked about last week, it could excuse me, it could have been earlier access footage or not footage, earlier access gameplay.
Yeah, we don't know how old the footage was that they showed.
That could be 2 years old footage for all we know, and now to add 2 years on to of game development, and maybe we can see that at E3. Not ready, but I mean maybe we could see. I mean, they've already given us the date. The date's in January. I mean, I mean, it's. Yeah, I said February in the video, and someone in the comments was like, I looked on the website and it says January. I was like, yeah, that's because I misspoke. Sorry. I apologize. Yeah. Anything else from your video?
No, man. You honestly don't even need to watch it now. We literally covered everything.
I'm going to.
I don't think you need to watch it now. Honestly, man, I think that's pretty much going to wrap up our conversation. I mean, other than the fact, do you have any other wild card, dark horse things you'd like to see? We didn't touch anything on adding to. We didn't touch on anything adding to Nintendo Switch Online, which, in my opinion, I don't think it's going to happen. Hari with $2 says, anything talk about Monolith Soft. Okay, I will touch on Monolith Soft. They do have a new game that they've been working on. I'm not 100% sure on what that is. I guess it's a new IP. It's very possible that we can see that at E3. It's 100% possible. Or maybe, just maybe, we see oh my gosh. Maybe we see Xenoblade Chronicles 3 announced.
Oh no. Fanboy.
It's possible, dude. It's possible. It's time.
It is possible.
I mean, maybe a little too early, but it's possible. You know what else would be a cool thing? There's only one Xenoblade game that's not on the Switch. And I believe it's Xenoblade Chronicles X, which was a Wii U game. I think. Yes, it was a Wii U game. Also could be another port from Wii U. Like, I don't know why they haven't done it already.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't need, you know what I mean? Then every single Xenoblade game would be on the Switch. All of them. Which, I mean, why not? If you have one left and all you got to do is port it from the Wii U, I mean, why not?
Yeah. I don't have.
And then one more. Brett actually just said too. I just glanced over and saw this. The only other one after that, Star Fox Zero.
Oh yeah, that would be fun. Star Fox would be fun.
That would literally, if we got that, the Zeldas, and I mean that's it.
Yeah.
I mean there's some other stuff, but it's like, some of it's like, why you don't want to even. Nobody's gonna. Oh, actually, that's wrong because people will buy it because it's the Switch and everything sells good on the Switch.
Yes.
So again, I come back to you. Anything else that you think might be there?
No, I don't know. You've pretty much covered it all. Again, if either of us are experts, it's not me. So, I mean, you pretty much said I don't really have anything else to really add to what you've said. I hope you're right for a lot of your predictions. I think you're wrong with some of them. But
I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong with like half of them. Yeah. I want there to be all kinds of Zelda stuff. I hope I'm dead wrong about that. I hope I am so wrong about that. I just don't think I am.
There being no Zelda at this E3 really kind of caters to what I've been saying for months, that we're getting a Zelda Direct in September.
If you say September, I'm gonna kill you.
That's all. I mean, like that's all. That's exactly what I've been saying. Zelda Direct in September.
Shush.
We're getting stuff in October.
No. I think it'll be soon. I think ittle be sooner than that.
I actually hope you're right as well. I mean, I'm just gonna keep sticking. Why get off of that train now? We're riding the September train. Here we the crazy train to September.
I mean, okay. So, I think we get Skyward Sword. We let that die down a little bit, and then, bam, all of it.
I hope you're right.
We get all of it.
I hope you're right.
And who knows if we don't get a date? At this E3 for Breath of the Wild 2, that makes me think we're going to get that presentation even more. The Zelda one.
Yeah.
Because that's where you get the date.
Right.
So, I don't know. All right. Well, you know what? I'm going to let you do your thing and send us off here. But before I do that, I do want to make sure everybody knows on Tuesday, I will be streaming the Direct on this channel. Afterwards, for the Treehouse. The Treehouse is like 3 hours long. I don't know whether I'll be here or go down to the studio to do it, but we're probably going to jump back on here. I will be on this channel. I am talking to Switch Corner about having them on. Geeb will probably be there as well, if you're available, that is. I don't think I've asked you, but I figure you probably want to come along. I'm going to get a couple people to hang out during the Treehouse if I can, and we'll just see what they're doing, talk, do whatever. Anyway, yeah. Thank you guys. You guys in the chat, stick around. We'll talk to you guys in a second.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, go ahead, Geeb. Sorry.
Well, guys, that's going to be a wrap for today's podcast. For those of you in the stream, we're not done. Just stick around. We're going to get to your super chats and any other questions in just a second. For those of you listening, we're going to go ahead and wrap up the podcast. Don't forget to follow the Drip and Geeb YouTube channel for the video format of this podcast, and make sure to tune in every Friday at 9:30 Eastern Time for the stream of this podcast on Drip's YouTube channel. You can check out me, Uncle Geeb, on Twitch and YouTube. Just search Uncle Geeb. You can check out Drip Media Gaming on Twitch under the name Drip Media, and you can just search Drip Media Gaming on YouTube for his YouTube channel. Also, guys, as always, thank you guys to my patrons and and to Drip's members. Thank you guys so much for all your support. It goes a long way, helps us continue to make this podcast and our other creative endeavors that we're doing. Thank you guys from the bottom of our hearts. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for listening, and we will see you guys next week.
Peace.
Happy E3.